So there are looters. There are looters out there that's protesting with everybody, and we all know we all have mixed feelings about that. But there are also people from an agency called Antifa. They're called provocateurs during the George Floyd protest. They're undercover people that's dressed in all black that are out there to like provoke the crowd to do more. So with that said, what we just all spoke about, it may not be black people that's only like going after all this shit. They could be straight up influenced by other people.
Looters.
They pay you to do it too.
Looters.
Yeah, there's photos of these people. I mean, there's videos of these guys dressed in all black, spray painting, and crowds stopping them, saying that they don't know.
Not looters. It's not looters.
Hold on. Let me finish.
They're not looters.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you the time to talk. So listen, there also are videos of bricks just standing put on the street, and stones on the street. So what do y'all think about that? Do you think that black people are being influenced by outside people, or there's just people that's coming in that's actually like, doing the violence, and we're getting the shitty end of the stick?
Antifa is real. The bricks and stuff is definitely a setup to provoke violence. You see the videos of the white people that's inciting the violence in most of the videos, and there's plenty more videos that we can't see, just like how now, George Floyd got killed and we only seen it because there's cameras now, but look at all the ones that haven't been seen. There are Antifa, and there's looters at the same time. There's a mixture of both. And I think that it is influenced because they pay you. It's like a job, especially at this time where everybody's on unemployment. Antifa is paying you to go and destroy property and get more people to destroy property under you in like a pyramid type of scheme. I watched that and I read up about it as well. So Antifa is something that is definitely something to prevent those bricks being laid out, the videos of the cops rolling out with the trucks filled with the back of bricks and stuff like that. All of that is to incite. I've seen videos with the cops destroying their own units, their own vans and stuff like that, to make it seem like it's from us putting FTP, the white people that's going and looting and putting FTP and BLM. But anyone that sees BLM is going to automatically think that we spray painted it. So in this retrospect, yes, I think that everything is provoked. Antifa is real, and they're doing it, yes, to give us a shit.
Drift. That's it. Next person.
Are you serious? You don't want you sure?
I agree with everything you just said. I don't need to add nothing. How do you agree? Next. Yeah.
Nah, I agree with Drift. And let me just add this though. At the same time, like what he said, it is a plot so they could get martial law in town and all that stuff. So all the inciting stuff is just gauging up to what they're implementing for that though. So the more after, all right. So if you don't go with this curfew now, and they start doing this arrest, now they got to force you inside. So martial law is definitely going to be implemented if people don't start abiding by the curfew. You know what I'm saying? And all of this stuff is just for that. That's it, man.
Well,
I think now, pretty much what Kwame said, yeah, man, because I think it's like chess. You know what I'm saying? They're just thinking 3 steps ahead, and they're just trying to, set us up in so many words, because in order to do that, we have to just continue to loot, continue to do dumb shit in so many words, and then martial law being placed, and then us, all of the people that are rioting, people that are looting, all of that stuff. So once that happens,
it's not just us.
Well, whoever's out there, they're gonna blame it on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's whoever's out there, the fact that it's the protest
Hold on.
about.
My bad, Paul. It's not that they blaming it on us. It's they paying us to do it, which is the young stupid ones, and then they laying out bricks so we could break shit. So
right,
that's part of it.
Yeah.
So we got to blame ourselves.
But overall,
hold on.
Let
him finish. Let him finish.
Overall, they're gonna look, regardless if it's us or not, it's our movement. So people's gonna point the finger at us, nobody else. That's what's basically gonna happen. So with that being said, then they're just gonna allow martial law to take place. And once martial law takes place, there's not gonna be any voting. That's the thing. So we have to try to prevent it from going in that direction. That's pretty much it.
I agree with everything that you guys said, everything about it. I even think of, you know, the whole martial law. That's the way that they want to go. Basically, I think this whole Trump thing is about becoming a dictatorship. That's the bottom line for me. Because if you see who we see in line with, no other president before him, North Korea, Russian, but now all of a sudden we're friends in bed with them. But it is what it is. But that's a different story. So I agree with 100 because I hold Black at such a high standard. I hold us as a people as in such a high standard. There's nothing. We are. I'm going to be honest with you. My feeling is we are the chosen ones because there's no one that looks like us, period, on this planet. You could say Spanish could look white. You could say Indian could look whatever it is. Nothing looks like us. So I hold us to a higher standard. No one should be able to pay you to do something that you mentally know ain't right. And if you don't mentally know that you're not right, then that onus is on you. The onus is on you, on that person. You're not mentally there. Whereas Black people, I think we should be there. Coming out of what we came out of, we should be there. We should hold ourselves to a certain standard. So them rocks on the road shouldn't be anything for us to toss. They should just be rocks on the road. So yes, they have a plan. Yes, they have a trap, but we don't have to fall into it. So we know, if we already know what, like the art of war, if you know your enemy, then you can plan too.
You got that was 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
that was great.
I mean, I basically agree with what everybody said. Simple fact, what can I add to this? Let's see. He's disrespectful. So I cut in on your time.
I love you, Brad. I love you.
But anyway, shut the fuck up, both of y'all.
Get them niggas, Brad. Get them.
So, I mean, we seen videos of them laying out bricks. We saw videos of them having white people put BLM and all this other graffiti up. We've even seen white people posing, acting like they're for the Black Lives Movement, like they're helping do construction just for a photo op. Like, this is all bullshit, and it's all craziness, right? You got everybody out here looting, but nobody's giving a fuck. The police didn't stop nobody, if y'all ain't noticed. These were all insurance scams for these stores.
Oh, hold on.
The police.
My bad, Brad. Did you see Amazon?
People
loot. No. Quan, hold up, man.
All right, we didn't get there. My bad. All right. Sorry.
The police was actually helping people loot, like in the Bronx. Dudes robbed a jewelry store. The police took a buzzsaw and cut open the gate so they can get out. Like, this shit is not. There's police grabbing protesters in the back alley, beating the shit out of them. This weekend was a fucking free-for-all frenzy for everybody. It was a 2 to 3 day free-for-all frenzy to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do.
Yep, now, insurance scam.
And now we in the aftermath, and we got to figure out what we need to do to go further.
So, in every good thing, there will be bad. That's part of history. Right. Every day, there's a night. To every sun, there's a moon. So everything that happens is for a reason. So the looters, they're gonna loot. The protest is gonna protest, and this is what it is. I want to add to what Shine said. He said he held Black people to a certain level, and this is how we should hold each other to a certain level. If we're all here doing this show, and God forbid something happens that they say one of us committed a crime, and they come and get all of us, and then we go, yo, but we wasn't in on it, then how do we feel about that? So the thing about it, if we see these things happening, we should do something. You understand? We shouldn't just sit back and not do anything, but this is a part of life. The reason why Christ died for us because of a man named Judas. And Judas is the one, he was a disciple, and he was the one that Christ picked. Christ picked him to be his disciple. Why? It's not because of a random person. He needed that for his mission. He needed the bad for the good to come out. You understand? The reason why these things are happening is to get attention on what is going on with racism. So the looters, I don't condole it, but I applaud it in terms of, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. You can't tell somebody that's bad to not be bad, because that's dumb. It's a choice, and that's what they chose, and that's their standard. You understand? We all have a standard. So it is what it is, but we have the attention now. Now let's move forward and get the focus on what we want, because we ask not, we have not because we don't ask not. You understand? So let's tell them what we want.
Yo,
Nobody want to talk about this no more.
All right, so let me elaborate on the Amazon thing. All right, so a factory, I don't know, in West Bubblefuck somewhere, Amazon, is burnt down right now. A carry-out factory right now, burnt to the ground right now, bro. You understand what I'm saying? But these is all the tricks of these money-making dudes, though, son. You understand what I mean? So they're making it seem
all
like,
insurance scams, yo.
Right,
all
right.
Insurance,
so they're making
they're
it
gonna
seem
make
like,
they're gonna make
right.
it
So they're
seem
making
like
it,
Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. Because
That's what I was
if
telling
we're
you.
burning
They
shit
make
and
it go
think
crazy.
about it.
Like,
Yeah,
we
because
looking
think
at
about it.
people on
If,
TV go crazy, but the police was letting them do it. They was
Mhm.
standing there watching them go in the store and run out. I'm watching dudes in the Levi's store in California jumping over the fucking the wooded up part.
Okay, it's part of a movement. It's all part of a movement.
Yeah, but
I saw Atlantic City too.
insurance, yo.
It's all a
All
part.
insurance.
so a lot of them
yo.
doing insurance shit.
It's
And the
a
cops
Yeah,
is on it
all
too.
of the, yeah, everyone is on it. It's an insurance fraud.
Because I don't
Because they're gonna
understand.
be like, yeah, they raided my store, da 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 da.
Pittsburgh Steelers
Yada,
won a
yada.
Super Bowl, and they
Because
had
think
the
about
biggest
wait,
looting
because
ever.
think about it. How can you prove that it didn't happen? You can't. Because
Can't.
if they say they were riot, if they say okay, a protest was on 34th and 6th, they can also say that there was a riot. And there was
Yeah, around the
also they can
corner.
also simply say there was a looters behind them too.
Yeah.
So everywhere that protest goes, they can also say there was looters behind them. So
they
if
don't
you
wanna
think about it,
focus on the
any
protest.
street any of these protesters go on, they can
Yeah,
also
that's
say
true.
any of those stores that they walk on, they can also say the looters were behind them and they fucked up my shit.
Right.
How can you prove them
How
not?
can how
So
can
now
you?
every store,
Part of life,
every
yo.
single store is gonna just go to the insurance company and be like, yeah, they fucked up my shit. They get
I
their
agree.
money, and then
Part of
that's
life.
it.
Yep.
Well, black
That's
people
it.
mostly
Big
have
insurance
riots
because you
Not
got
black. Stop
and
saying
looting
usually
black.
whenever there's a
It's
big
black.
thing
It's not
meaningful
black.
things.
It's everyone.
Whenever there's something major like this in this country or has something to do with this country, always think about insurance and who's benefiting from this. You always got to think about who benefits from shit happening. Yeah, it might be bad to us, like, oh my gosh, but you got to sit there calmly
It's only
and
bad
think
to
about
those who don't know.
who's benefiting.
Yeah,
Who's
it's only
benefiting
bad to
from
those.
it.
That's why I
Because
said. But that's why I said you got to look at that. When black people riot and loot, it's over like meaningful things, like a wrong has happened, something big and climactic. When white people riot and loot, it's over
to mash shit up.
game, a hockey game.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Pittsburgh Steelers won the Super Bowl, and it was the biggest destruction in Pittsburgh. So it was like okay, so but because there's a Black Lives Matter movement going on, now they say okay, let's associate it with that. You understand? But this is why I said us as people can't be distracted. We still got to stay focused. We got their attention. Now let's tell them what we want. Let's tell them what we want. And that's what it is. Tell them what we want. Let's change the game. Not just, okay, no peace, no justice. Okay, we got that. So now let's move forward and let's change stuff. Let's vote. Let's do reform. Let's make.
Let's vote. Please don't start talking about that shit.
Listen, voting is a superpower, my G, and this is what.
Yeah, you're gonna vote these same assholes in fucking office, and then they're gonna start doing the same shit. When has voting ever?
Listen, stop. Don't let them confuse you that you're.
No. You know what we need to do?
Your ancestors fought for that right. You understand?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't vote.
Time out. Don't say don't vote.
I'm not saying. If you're fucking listening to me, I can say, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not for voting at all. I'm saying before you vote for this person, hold that person to a standard where he's going to get that shit done. Because all they do is sell us dreams. Then you vote for the person, they get in office, and they do whatever they want to do.
Okay, no problem.
Them to run.
No problem.
Most of them sell us dreams.
So that's what I'm not saying. We got to hold them to a higher standard.
Exactly, and you got to
then
use
vote
power
for the
and vote for the person. Like I said, I didn't say whoever, but you got to use your power as voting. Ancestors, slaves, everyone fought for that right.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm not arguing.
I'm saying if you
can I make one point? Can I make one point? One point. And this is to actually play the middle of the road, because I know some people will sit there and say, well, voting doesn't matter, and some people will
nobody's saying that.
Oh, let me finish. I said some people will feel that voting doesn't matter, and you have other people who say you have to vote to make a change. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is to play the middle of the road. Whether or not voting matters, does it hurt?
That's it. Let's go.